hearty good morning to all. From our English Reader course book, turn page number 102. In our page number 102, we have lesson 9, The Wolf Children, part 1. The Wolf Children is authorized by Mika Samuda, who is well known for the books such as Oxford Junior Readers. The setting of the story is in the Indian village of Godamuri, Midnapur, West Calcutta. Before laying the foundation of the story, let us talk about the characters. This story has 6 characters. First, the Reverend Singh. Second, some village people. Third, the he-wolf. Fourth, the she-wolf. Fifth, 2 small cubs. And sixth, 2 hideous beings. The people of Godamuri had heard the tale of the demons residing in a giant ant-hill in the nearby jungle. They had heard their howls and strange yelping cries. Some of them had actually seen the demons. They appear in half human and half animal. The villagers' mind was surrounded by superstitious thoughts and the fear hammered their lives. No one dared to come out of the house from the evening onwards. The tale of the demons was heard by the Reverend Joseph Amritolal Singh, who was running his own orphanage in the care of his wife, Mrs. Singh. The Reverend Singh determined to know the fact of the demons. So, he took the help of some brave and courageous people of the village Godamuri. Later, what happened we would come to know in this story. So, let's step into the story. Welcome back to the story, The Wolf Children, Part 1. It was October 9th, 1920, the second half of the day. A wooden hunting platform was hastily built and 6 men were waiting for the time to arrive to get a view of the jungle demons. They were staring at the giant anthill from where the jungle demons were supposed to appear. After sunset, the forest was bathed in a deep red glow and the bats were moving towards the jungle. All of a sudden, they saw a he-wolf emerging from the anthill. Behind him, there was a she-wolf. After her, 2 small cubs were visible. Then something else emerged. It was not easy to recognize what was there. 2 hideous beings were there. Both of them had matted hair, which covered their faces, and both walked on all fours. Seeing such a strange creature, the 6 men who were watching from the wooden platform reacted in different manners. Some arranged the rifle to shoot, some were frightened, some were not believing their eyes, while others were aghast. The Reverend Singh signaled not to shoot. He wanted to view every action of the monster and write down in his notebook. Now, everything was clear as they had heard the tale of the demons from the village people. The Reverend Singh observed the 2 hideous beings and wrote each activity of them in his diary. Then they climbed down the wooden platform and were back to the village. Once again, welcome back to the story, The Wolf Children, Part 1. It so happened that the Reverend Singh wanted to separate the 2 hideous beings from the pack of the wolves. It was his desire to do so, but the work was just as to put the hand inside the snake's hole. The work was full of danger, but the Reverend Singh was not disheartened. Why, do you know? Because he had observed the gestures and postures of the two hideous beings. He was sure they were human beings and not the monster or the supernatural creature as the village people used to say about them. So, the next day, the Reverend Singh tried to get help from the villagers to capture the wolf children. But the villagers stepped back and refused to help him. They believed that the wolf children were evil spirits yet. Then the Reverend Singh left the village and went 7 miles away to seek help from the other village people. A week later, the hunting party moved towards the lair. They were armed with bows and arrows, spade, spears, and thick wooden sticks. When they came close to the lair, they spread out in a circle and started beating the ground. This feared the other small animals into the open. Two of the men started digging at the entrance. Few minutes later, a wolf sprang out, and the men were frightened at a sudden. Then another wolf emerged. That was the she wolf, who was courageously trying to defend her young ones. She arched her back and bared her teeth. The men shot several arrows at her. She rolled over in agony. The Reverend Singh felt a bit bitter at the action of the men. He did not want to hurt or kill any of the wolves, so he took a spade and started digging into the anthill. This was the end of the story, The Wolf Children Part 1. Thank you.